Come on, it says we're live.
Yeah, lies. Okay, let's see here. If you want to keep the air conditioning on at the blanket fort, and trust me, you want to keep the air conditioning on, donate here, please.
It's a chilly 105 today.
Only?
Yeah.
It was like 112 yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you want a taste of stuff that keeps me going, order here.
Yeah.
You want the blanket fort blend? Blanket fort blend.
Mm-hmm.
I may
But
not
you
be.
said you were awake.
I may not be recovered. You want the blanket fort blend, and please let them know you heard about it here, so they will send me more of the holy Java bean of life.
It's good stuff.
It's very good stuff.
And we have a number of joiners today. Cedar,
well,
Sanford.
hello to you too.
Somebody else is fighting the keyboard. Shut up, David. 79 and raining.
I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, that was quite a
And
storm
we're
for
also joined by Courtney.
Hello.
Believe it or not, we did not do a weekend at Bernie's with Sanford. He is actually still alive. His lovely wife is here, Courtney's here, and Rita and John are in the back. No doubt will join in later.
Yeah.
I have faith.
One
John
way
is
or
doing
the
paperwork.
other.
Yeah, she's currently catching up on paperwork from LibertyCon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Humidity is over 100%. Yeah.
well,
Well,
I believe it.
if it's raining, it normally is.
Or if you're in Louisiana, it normally is.
Yeah. Or if you're in monsoon season in Westpac, yeah, you take a shower, step outside, and you're wet again.
It's still wet.
Yeah.
I hate sweating in the shower.
Yeah, it sucks. Yes.
Well,
We had
Sitting
a
in the shower sounds
it sucks.
unpleasant.
No, it could be lots of fun depending on who you're sweating with.
yeah.
No.
That leads to other issues.
We had a rather interesting experience yesterday. We being me and about 100 other veterans.
Oh,
Okay. Because I was like, did I miss something?
yeah, me too. It's like, oh, what I missed
Yesterday
this
was
time.
full of experiences, many of which involved alcohol. So
I sent you a text and I never heard anything from either one of y'all. I went, okay, I'm
Did you
being
send me a
ignored.
text?
Yes,
When did you send me a text?
about 2:00 yesterday afternoon.
I gotta go check because I don't think I got it.
Anyway, they
I don't
were
remember.
the VA in Oklahoma City brought about 20 folks in, including nurses, administrative types, and two ladies to actually file claims that are employed by the VA.
I already see an issue.
What?
Two ladies. I hear soprano voices with a bunch of veterans.
Yeah, well, that was going to be part of the story. Jumping ahead,
Sorry,
asshole.
it happens.
Anyway, there were about 100 of us vets, and they put us in a metal building hidden back deep in the back of MSU's parking area.
Oh,
Ooh, that doesn't sound like
oh.
pleasantness at all.
Yeah. And 100 old deaf veterans in there with a bunch of ladies, and they couldn't a damn one of us hear, plus the echoes in the building. And finally, they found one leather-lunged retired Army artillery guy who had 2 hearing aids, and he could at least, in a deep bass voice, yell out names so that people got called up to the various stations. And it was 2 laps through the nurses. One to make sure you were in the system. If you weren't in the system, put you in the system. Then a second set with another set of nurses who asked very detailed questions about not only the PACT Act, which is the burn pits and Agent Orange, but any other things that you may have been exposed to in your career. And ironically, they actually had lists.
Was Toluene on there?
Yes. If you were shipboard, they had one list. If you were an Airedale, they had another list. If you were a CB, they had a third list. And they were actually getting very detailed. Okay, if you were exposed to this, when and where. And I'm sitting there, and there's a gent next to me answering another set of questions. And the lady says, anything else? And he says, well, do bullets count? I kind of snorted. And I looked over to see her look, her eyes were about this big. She's going, ah. He goes, well, I was shot 6 times in Vietnam, in Korea. Bullets.
GSW.
So then you had to wait and go talk to the ladies if you had a potential for a claim, which most of us did. So it became, you got a number, then you got another number, then you got a third number. So finally, after 2 hours, I get to talk to the nice ladies from the VA. Of course, sitting there going, she goes, what's this? You know, you give you the name, social, all that. She looks at her record and goes, yeah, you obviously have some, oh, you're in an automatic review.
Oh dear.
I looked at her, I went, what does that mean? She says, if you file another claim today, everything starts from day one again.
Oh hell no. Oh hell.
And
No.
I went, oh, hell no. And she goes, I hate to tell you that because, yeah, we can file another claim for you, but it will start. I said, once whatever the hell they're doing finishes, I'll come back and see you. But I basically wasted 2 hours to find that out. But at least I got an answer.
And you gotta spend a day with a bunch of grouchy vets.
Well, we did have our Navy table.
Well,
Of
why
course.
did you have to say grouchy vets? You said that like there's some other type.
There's psychotically cheerful vets.
Yeah. we had one old gent sitting at our table who was a gunner's mate in Korea. And I'm not saying he was deaf, but he had 2 hearing aids, and he had his son and daughter there. And they were tag teaming with him and the various nurses and the VA people.
Well, like you do.
And the daughter finally came over, sat back down at the table with us. I looked over at her and said, how's it going? She says, Daddy is being daddy. And I went, oh.
That goes a lot of places.
But they got him taken care of. And apparently he's going to very shortly be 100% disabled.
Oh, well done.
Yeah. So,
And speaking of vets, Brendan has been laid off again. So
Again?
2 hours ago, this getting laid off business is beginning to get really old.
oh, damn.
So if
Oh,
anybody
wow.
knows of a job for a young vet,
Certified electrician, right?
certified electrician. So
That boy is having absolute zero luck.
Tell him to get his ass to Texas. We'll
I
get him
know.
work.
I was gonna say we get him down here.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have him down here.
Yeah. So other than that, yesterday was interesting. I was actually very impressed with the people from the VA and the fact that they were honestly answering questions for a change.
Probably not giving you the correct answers. At least they were trying.
I think they were, because some of us were looking it up on the computer.
Oh, wow.
And then, of course, at lunch today, we were talking about growing up as kids in this part of the world. And that led to some strange places.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's one of the issues I have is watching a CPS person about my age. And so they grew up in the U.S. about when I was visiting, 1 month out of the year. And that month we'd come here and we'd get up and we'd fix yourself an egg, maybe, if we had breakfast. We'd go over to either Wayne's house or a friend's, or Jay's house or something. This in the summer, and we would disappear. And we knew we had to be back when the streetlights came on. But remembering that this was a generation that they had to run a TV ad that said it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your kids are? And about half the time, some parent went, "Oh, crap." And then I'm looking at a CPS person that grew up at the same time frame, knowing that they disappeared and their parents didn't know where the hell they were or cared until the streetlights came on, and these people are losing their grip on their poo because some kids are a block away from the house.
Mhm.
Yeah, and of course for us, and since I'm the old fart, we had Run of the Woods.
Gimme.
No.
different toy.
Well, take this. Take this. This is what it goes in.
Okay.
Okay, I just got mummed.
That was about 2.5 acres wide and about 4 miles long. And that was where we played. And it had a creek running through it. And we would go down in there as kids. And I'm talking 9, 10 years old up to probably when we went to high school or when we got cars. And that was where we played.
And the thing is when we got cars, it was worse.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, we were told, Jesus, really, Ian?
What?
Now he pulls out a friggin' knife and starts carving on the toy.
Not carving. There's just a rough spot right here. Leave me alone. Go ahead. Do podcast stuff.
You're talking about being teenagers in a car. Given that I just got a call from mine to inform me that he hasn't got enough gas left in the tank to get home.
Oh, wow.
This is what we refer to as a teaching moment.
Yes.
This is a, yeah.
Oh.
We had the
it's
teaching
my
moment at
fault.
Liberty Con.
Yeah.
No, seriously, it's my fault. I
Mm.
took the car last night and went to Denny's.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why, because neither he nor I could figure it out. I've only driven it over to the blanket fort twice.
Yeah.
That's not enough gas to be worth counting.
Well, Denny's isn't that much further, but I was headed back, and I looked at the price of gas at Jose's, and I said,
Kept going.
Kept going.
well, it was more along the lines of, yeah, but I don't want to stop.
Yeah.
I just
That's
want to get home.
completely understandable.
So we
I
would
can't believe you were driving.
roam, and everybody says, well, the joke was be home when the street lights were on. Our houses were on the outside edge of town, so we didn't have street lights. So it was be home at dark.
Mhm.
And dark is flexible.
Yeah.
Well, in the middle of summer, dark is pretty gosh darn late.
Yeah.
Down around here.
Or when we heard the bell ringing for food.
Or the magic 3 names.
Yes.
Okay, those could summon you from the other side of the county.
Yes.
Or my dad's very distinctive whistle. Did anybody else's dad have a distinctive whistle
Yes.
that you could pick out of? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad had this distinctive whistle. I can't reproduce. But man, he could, in the middle of a busy mall, he'd whistle, and Dad?
Yeah.
I can remember if they called you by all 3 names.
Oh God. If they called you by all 3 names, you were in serious trouble.
And you weren't anywhere around.
Yeah.
But the rumor mill, you could be on the other side of the county. 2 minutes after they called you by all 3 names.
Yeah.
Some kid would say, hey, your mother would just call you, and she called you all 3 names.
Yeah.
And you were on your bicycle headed home.
Well, even worse.
And my friends knew all 3 names.
Yeah. Was when you did something wrong and one of the other parents got you
Oh,
and beat your butt. And then you went home and got your butt beat again because it was a sharing neighborhood.
sharing is caring.
Yeah.
Sharing is
But-
ass beatings.
You
You want
also
to make
got
sure that you got the lesson.
you got fed. You knew where everybody's hose was. You could get water. Mother Intel Network. Oh, hell yes.
Small town intel network.
Yeah.
And let's not forget the John, Mike, Tom, one of mine.
Yeah.
Might if we didn't do breakfast often, and we might fry an egg, and then we'd hit the ground running, and whatever friend's house we were near around noon-ish, somebody's mama would stuff a sandwich into everybody, and we'd disappear again.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Richard says, getting 3 names, might as well bring a switch in. I had to go cut my own switch, which
Yeah.
was never fun.
See, now the rule when we were in Alaska was we were supposed to stay on the one side of the road. We were supposed to stay on the south side of the far road, because on the north side of the far road there wasn't any other roads until you got up past the Alaska Range.
Yeah.
And there was a known wolf pack with a very large black male running it. and nobody wanted us to tangle with the wolf.
Sounds like an assignment to me.
I mean, we were usually fairly good because we weren't necessarily worried about ourselves, but we had a small satellite field of various dogs rotating around us, and we knew the dogs would be in trouble if we ran up against the wolves.
Well, we, for a brief period, had a baboon pack in the neighborhood.
Ow.
And we were told to stay away from. Mom told us to stay the hell away from baboons and Dad's side. Within 6 weeks, the baboons decided there was better hunting ground somewhere else.
I'm just thinking, you're talking about a baboon pack, and you're talking like it's not you.
Rhea said the sweetest thing about me several years back. She said, "Everything you can learn about fighting, learn from baboons." I thought that was so sweet.
Oh, Jesse says carbon fiber impregnated PETG by atomic. If you're curious, that's what your
the
toy
phosphorus
is made out of.
I swear to God, I saw PETN. I was about to very gently take this outside. I did. I saw the carbon fiber impregnated PTN. It's like, oh, let's go outside. Those of you who don't know, PETN's explosive.
Yeah,
Yes, but it's plastic. It's
I
fairly
would
stable.
not put it past Jesse either.
But it's fairly
I
stable.
wouldn't put it past me.
And by the way, if you make some, I'd like one of those.
Yeah. Hey, Ben. And everybody else. Yeah, Dan, good to see y'all. Jesse, you might have warned him, but he would probably have forgotten.
I have a memory like a lace doily these days.
If you've ever seen a lace doily, a real one, which I'm sure
I'm in
Jonna
the-
said,
I'm in
either
the
Jonna or Rita has one in the back.
I'm in the South. I've seen lace doilies.
Yeah.
My grandma used to make them.
Grew up with it.
Oh, speaking of shaped charges, ABC News, bless their pea-picking little hearts,
Putting it.
had a slight problem with one of the rollers. Whoever did the typing for one of the articles said, and there were Mazel Tov cocktails involved.
Mazel tov.
Yeah.
Mazel tov.
Obviously, somebody,
How very Jewish. Mazel tov.
yeah, did
I'm
not.
picturing one of those cheerful, beautiful young women with the AK slung across her back in Israeli fatigues.
Yeah,
Doing that.
I'm picturing Joel. Mazel tov.
yeah,
I'm actually seeing the little old bearded guy with the yarmulke and
yeah, yeah.
You get to fire. You get to fire. How's
doing the dance with the knees kicking up the
Yeah.
long
And
rows.
throwing the Molotov cocktails at the same time. Yes. Oh, David says that's a Molotov cocktail in a Manischewitz bottle. David, you ain't right, boy. Oh God.
Don, I absolutely would shout Mazel tov while throwing burning bottles.
Or one in a Moga David 2020 bottle. Possible.
Speaking of misspent teenage youth. Ooh,
Is this with or without MAs?
oh. I just figured this out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have something to talk about, and the lace doily is. Apparently, somebody in Texas has one of my mental squirrels on a leash.
David, I have to give a shout out to David. He
Run.
did. He did pull
Duck.
off a good one at LibertyCon. He actually got people to sit down and sign books.
Oh,
Mhm.
that wasn't hard.
Yeah.
That's one of the great things about Nortex Trailmakers. We will show up and sign your books. If you're selling something, we will show up and sign your books.
The
Yeah,
number of
but you
people
get friggin' writer's cramp when you got to sign that many of the damn things.
Oh no.
Oh, noes. What a problem.
The only problem I see with it is when you sign somebody's books and they're books you have nothing to do with.
I've done that too.
Oh, Raptor read that in Topal's singing voice.
I did too. That's great.
Mogan David 2020 in a wineskin that ate its way out. I can believe that.
I actually signed one of the Pimp Noirs for somebody in crayon.
Why does this not surprise me?
Well, Evan wasn't here, so I signed it for Evan in crayon. Because the whoever handed me the book had gotten most of the. He didn't have Cedars, and he didn't have. Had gotten. I don't have Evans.
Yeah.
Give me the book.
Yeah. Although I did sneak out before David made me sign the rest of them.
I only had one person who asked me to sign any of the postcard anthologies.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Huh.
So
We'll fix that next time.
no, you don't have to fix it. They know that I have 2 stories in them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian. I do appreciate you.
I didn't sign Evan for Brian.
Brian asked me to sign.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he has the
You aren't in the postcard anthologies because
Nope.
you
Oh,
haven't
that's
given us a story.
I probably won't. No, there's
Winkle Red says, there was a period I was at DMZ and it was my poison of choice, Bogey David 2020. I could get it cheap at the local NCO club and it didn't count against the booze ration.
Oh.
That's scary.
I could see it though.
I'm probably not going to turn anything in
No.
for postcards because the profits are small enough as it is, and I don't want to bump somebody off the list.
It's okay.
Okay.
Oh,
They come
I,
in too.
Saying Bogan David and prophets of the same conversation sent my mind in wrong ways.
Raptor says, I'm desperately trying to rewrite the lyrics to Drink Elisha
What
yeah.
time to life?
to life to incorporate Molotov, but I got nothing. Oh,
MD 2020, it's not just for breakfast anymore. It wasn't then either.
yeah.
Yes, it was. I mean,
That comment from Ian is what? Which comment?
Not,
The
not,
one about not wanting to shave author profits down anymore.
Oh.
For the postcard anthologies.
and I did screw up. I promised on Tuesday to put something in North Texas Troublemakers about how to actually get a valid report out of a single book in KDP, and I have not done that yet. I apologize. I will get that up. It's a fairly complicated process, but I did inadvertently break the code on that the other night.
Uh-oh.
Now I just got to remember how to do it again.
He's broke a code. All the NDAs he's going to have to sign. Guys, broke a code. Now he gets right in. Sign here, 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 and here.
Yeah.
Oh, and also twice here.
Yeah.
We talked a little
And
bit.
initial every page while you're at it.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about PubShare and the reports you can get on that on the broadcast last
Yeah.
night.
I couldn't hear any of it,
Um,
mainly because I was at the raisin farm and they don't have speakers on the.
well, yeah, that would do it. Like,
I was
is the
there
audio
watching,
that bad?
trying to read
Yeah.
their lips.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
No, I'll do a thing for the Mad Genius Club about PubShare reports. So if you do
Screenshots.
one for KDP reports, I'll link that.
Okay.
So then we can.
Or why don't we just combine it and put it in one?
Well, I mean, that way, if we have links, then people can look the full length ones without being completely swamped in
Yeah,
too
true.
much data in one place. Besides that, we have authors that don't yet have KDP reports. So if they only need one or the other,
We could always overload them.
that's true.
More information. I don't play I got a secret.
No,
I never
no.
have.
Well, and that wasn't my point. It's
Yeah.
my thing was if I link to what you write up, then they can go look at
Yeah.
that if they need it.
True.
whereas if you put
So-
everything on one page, somebody just goes, wallow text, gone.
I saw eyes crossing at the ads, the KDP and keywords panel I did, which was a good panel.
Yeah.
But it was fire hose of information.
Right.
I could see the just the unfocused stares starting.
Yeah.
Did you see?
And that's why I was saying that we need to present the information in multiple different formats. So we can do audio, video like this,
Yeah.
and only specifically targeted, not during the live streams. And we can do blog posts so we have text because everybody learns differently, and sometimes it helps to have it in multiple.
How about
formats.
breaking it down into short little segments?
Brian, I'm really worried about you. I actually liked Boone's Farm.
Oh,
Okay. When people are young, they tend to have a sweet tooth.
that's not
No.
an excuse.
And
Not
Boone's
for
Farm
that-
is really sweet, right?
Mhm.
Oh,
I
God.
haven't actually drunk it, so
It's my understanding
There's-
that it is very sweet. Yes.
That's about like the plum wine from Korea.
No, the plum
Imaginarium.
wine for Korea is better.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I was reading up. Jonna made me go through the Imaginarium list to see what panels we needed to crash. I noticed they've got a metric butt ton of workshops.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we need to do a raconteur press workshop next year.
Later.
I'm getting yelled at from two sides. A ghostly voice over the barrier right there is yelling at me.
Because actually, yes, I have thoughts of doing like an entire weekend workshop where it's hands-on, 3 days of intense learning. I need to break that down into like small bite-sized chunks, but I need to get it all out of my head first. So yes, but not yet.
Yes, but no.
Comments on the plum wine. I once bought a bottle of
Slivovitz.
the Japanese plum wine, and it tasted like someone had reconstituted plums. No, not plums. Not plums. Prunes. Specifically prunes, and it was nasty.
That was
We-
obviously the cheap stuff. There is
we-
some good stuff.
It was not a cheap bottle. We got it at Jungle Gyms, and we didn't realize until later when we looked at the fine print that it had been bottled in California,
Yeah.
not Japan.
That's
it
part
was-
of your problem,
It
too.
was nasty.
Slivovitz, which is Tom on here? Tom's not on here.
Slivovitz is plum brandy, not
Yes.
plum wine.
Yeah.
Slivovitz, it's a Polish word meaning no memories for the rest of the night.
Amen.
Boone's Farm is a bang bang drink. Yeah, that too.
Anywho, where was I? Squirrels.
Ice
Apparently-
wine, yeah.
Apparently, the glow sticks and the squirrels is a thing now.
Yes.
Chris Smith and somebody else were scouring Chattanooga looking for glow sticks to throw with our panels.
All they would have had to
If
done.
they had asked me, I had 200 of them. I just hadn't managed to get them out of my car yet.
Well, all he would have had to have done is
Plus they
ask any of the military guys that drove,
Mhm.
and there would have been plenty of full size glow sticks.
In their cars.
Plus, you can get the cheapy ones at the dollar store at this
Yeah.
time of year.
I have several containers of the bracelet size ones.
Oh
where-
God, Ross, night train, really?
Just wake you up.
That's going to be saying black cat.
Oh God, no.
Wake up, not only short a kidney, your liver has done buggered off to Buffalo.
Yeah, yeah. Your liver, one kidney. Yeah,
But good. LibertyCon was good.
Yeah. It's always good to see friends, and you know the sad part, as we were talking about Tuesday, is it's so damn busy
Now it is.
that you don't get a chance to really sit down and talk to folks unless you either A, get them at 6 o'clock in the morning or get them after midnight. And then if it's after midnight, you got to hope they're halfway sober
Gotta get up, move around.
to remember the conversation.
Yeah.
Local beer company had a beer named Night Train. Got to cease and desist to change it to Night Rain.
Oh. I'm trying to.
I can imagine what kind of night rain you're talking about too.
LibertyCon really starts Thursday now, is what people
Yeah.
are saying, because everyone gets in there early to start the
Oh,
talking.
There were
before-
people showing up on Wednesday.
well, we got there. We got there late Thursday. We got there about the same, just after Jonna. I walked in. It took me 5 minutes to get the crowd of hugs and handshakes and how you doing to get up to where the hotel could really piss me off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. More of a problem with the seltzer part than the hard.
And then on the way back, it's the same thing on the way back. It was fantastic. It really was.
Yeah, I think they'll be doing pecan again.
Yeah. This is our first year. We're still ironing out the bumps
Yeah.
and figuring where things go. So we are planning to do it several years in a row. For sure. This is just
I had, much like the rest of my life, I have learned of plans afoot for pecan. Apparently, Rita's going to be having a tinfoil hat competition.
Mhm.
Y'all don't miss that.
Oh, different. What happened with the baby? Oh, it
Oh,
was
yes,
markers.
markers.
Oh, Jesus. The reason I say that, youngest daughter sent me a picture of granddaughter with a chunk gone out of her chin
Oh no.
where she went off, landed on a rock, split her chin open about
Mhm.
It happens.
an inch wide and about a half an inch deep.
Yep.
and then came crying to Mama, going, "Mama fix, no stitches."
Grab the Dermabond.
Yeah, and daughter being a paramedic, Dermabond
Yeah,
and
Dermabond.
stereo strips.
My son still has a scar through one eyebrow because he was told not to jump on the bed.
Yeah, and he
And
jumped,
he jumped on the
bed.
bed and hit the edge of a dresser and split his head.
$500 for a battery, Winkle Red? You got to be shitting me!
Type specific.
It's a specialty part for his car. is
Yeah.
what he's saying.
Jesus Christ! What did you get, an Ultra?
Well, we got, when Sanford was driving a little new version of the Volkswagen Bug, the Beetle, and we had to get a battery in that. And the batteries in those things are small.
Yeah.
But it had to be a specialty battery, and it was like $200.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, look, there's Tom. Hey, Tom, you do realize that there's 4 people going to show up from Imaginarium to doss down on your living room floor, right?
The dog will love somebody.
He's got more than one dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might be able to assign one to each of you.
I'll say when Logan was not quite a year old, I stepped out.
Oh, thank God. Tom says there'll be bourbon.
That's why we're planning to. Anyway.
No, I heard it was the pool was why you were planning.
Well, Tom was, of course, there's going to be bourbon.
Logan was not quite a year old. It was the only time I'd left the house for almost a year. And I came back to my stove was on fire. And Logan had a grease burn on his face because he'd managed to knock over a bottle of vegetable oil onto a hot stove. And it went,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
and I'm like, I was gone for an hour.
Yeah.
Mom was gone for an hour. We almost took over West Africa. I don't know what your
RK says, younger brother has a Weatherby eyebrow.
Yeah.
I told him not to stick his eye right on the site.
Kai Bob eyebrow.
Yeah. Yeah, some of those new dry cells, yeah, you're right, Jason. They can be pretty spendy, but for a car battery,
We were negotiating peace treaties with the Soviets,
Yeah.
and I was 11.
Al, Padre, at least you did it in June, not in August.
That's the thing about the Russians. If you're a kid, they are more tolerant than anybody else for kid shenanigans.
Yeah.
If you're a kid or a pregnant woman, they are scared to death of pregnant, or used to be scared to death of pregnant women.
Is it everybody?
Optima yellow tops are upwards of $300. Damn.
They have a sense of self-preservation because the only time I ever came close to killing somebody was when I was pregnant.
Only,
And I would have done it with a smile and cleaned the blood off.
only you.
The closest I ever came.
You had such a sheltered upbringing.
Oh, Steph.
Club soda for getting the blood.
Club soda.
Bottle rocket wars in a friend's basement while her mom was at work.
Oh no.
Did she kill you?
I don't know why we talking about bottle. We use bottle rockets, but for close air support, Roman candles.
Yeah.
Area denial 11.
Well, M80s are much better than bottle rockets.
Oh, yeah.
Roman
You-
candle
as
wars
long
and
as you
newly
remember to
carpeted
throw the
barracks.
M80, not the match.
Oh, we were lighting them off the stove. I mean,
Yeah. I have seen a guy light an M80, throw the match, and the rest of us left. And he finally realized, he went, oh! We did not give him another M80 that night.
There was a time that we discovered that if you were using a surgical tubing catapult to siege the barracks next door,
Yeah.
if you froze the fruit, you got a better shot group.
Oh,
Drill sergeant was not happy.
I can see that.
frozen pineapple.
Mangoes.
Ooh. It's got some
Solid.
solid weight there.
Yeah, that
I still
Oh,
have
shit.
my mind on the M80. I'm seeing the frozen pineapple with an M80 in it being launched.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Once you light the fuse, Mr. M80 is no longer your friend. That's
It's
exactly
an
right.
M80. It's never your friend.
Yeah. Oh, differ. Never had fireworks because lived in Massachusetts, but you ran through a glass storm door. Brilliant, and you're still alive. That's a good thing.
my parents had to put a film on the sliding glass door on their balcony.
Yeah.
Because my uncle walked through it as a kid. My brother walked through it as a kid.
Shoe
And
polish.
we would lose birds to it because it was so clear. We would
Yeah.
lose birds to it at least every couple of days. Like we had to put like something on it so we would notice that it was not.
They make stickers now.
Yeah.
Like
Dad,
birds
Dad
flying
took
Yeah.
Dad took some of his shoe polish because the veranda door on the bungalow in Nigeria was sliding glass,
Mhm.
and we had a houseboy who was a maniac for cleaning. He'd be out there every 30 minutes cleaning the glass.
Yeah.
So Dad took one of his white, because it was 70s. Everybody had
Yeah,
white
yeah.
loafers, white shoe polish. Wrote, "This is a door." And one of the engineers from the wrong side couldn't figure out what it said and walked through it trying to figure out what it said.
Was alcohol involved?
A lot of alcohol was
There's
involved.
always alcohol involved.
We hosted the Aussies at Moffett in '91.
I'm sorry.
My old navigator was the exchange officer on that crew. They brought 100 cases of VB with them for 20 people. They ran out of beer the first week they were there.
No.
And I might have had some of the folks over to my apartment for a barbecue. And the aircraft commander might have had a beer or three. And he went to walk outside on the balcony and smoke cigarettes. We looked around and we were missing him.
I hate it when that happens.
He had fallen over the balcony. Thank God, only from the second floor. Landed on his back in the flower bed below. And was sitting here going, "I still got my beer." Didn't have a scratch on him. Not a scratch on him.
No, I convinced my brother that he could be Indiana Jones and rappel off the side of my mom's balcony. And he didn't break anything, but the rug burns on his hands.
Oh, yeah.
I had stopped
She
off.
stopped him before he Supermaned off the roof. Though.
No,
So
he
that
did
was-
not fall in the roses. That was 2 houses over, or 2 buildings over.
So I was going through MEPS on the way in between basic and AIT, off to AIT. No. Yes. Anyway, I'd been to terror assault school. Anyway, so we're at the Holiday Inn downtown Dallas at MEPS.
Yeah.
The MEPS hotel. And somehow we wound up bombarding the Marines at the pool with furniture from the rooms. Yeah, I forgot what they did, but we are trying to bomb the Marines. And I remember I have vague alcohol tinged memories of the manager coming in and me yelling, "You'll never take me alive, copper," and fast roping off of the balcony with the fire hose. And we got kicked out. We got kicked out of that hotel.
Can't
Becky-
Imagine why.
Becky's comment. Grad school friend of mine walked home from his own party.
So what? Around the block?
There's
you
more
go?
of that story.
Where'd you go? Nowhere. I got an Uber. Why? I'm going home. I'm drunk. The party was at your house. Where the fuck am I going?
Oh, AJ says the bar I work at, our inner front door, short hallway to the outside, is solid glass with a big logo in the middle, and people try to duck under it.
I said,
Uh,
Dad
Becky
wrote,
says they found him in the hedges down the street.
Tequila was involved. I'm shocked.
so Dad writes on the outside. So if you're coming in, like, okay, we had a boom slang that was attacking the other male boom slang in the glass
Yeah.
for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And as venomous as they are, it gets kind of sporty.
Yeah.
And he was really pissed at the other guy. So
Was he
Dad,
drooling?
there was venom all over the glass. So Dad wrote, so when you're coming in, you can see this is a door. Well, apparently, if you're on the
Boom slangs can't
inside,
read?
no, actually, they read better than most. Never mind. So one of the engineers is very drunk, looking at it going, "Shit, see what? Shit, smash right through the glass."
Carlton, if your distaff side is in Australia right now, they're going to come back beer lovers for good beer.
Yeah, for good beer.
And they will probably be wanting good quality steaks and fresh seafood.
And we'll never be happy with anything they get in the States.
Carl, God bless you for the booze, by the way.
Mhm. Thank you very much.
Yeah, God bless you for the booze.
And I think you still owe me an address, Carlton. Worked as a bouncer and opened the door from the inside with Unruly Drinks faces on more than one occasion.
Drunk.
Oh, drunk's faces.
I've opened the door to a courtroom with a idiot's face more than once.
Yeah. Yeah, Don, you're a bit far from the water to
From
get fresh
water.
seafood.
Bundaberg. Just go ahead and lay in supply of Bundaberg ginger beer because she's gonna love it.
Yeah,
It's
they
not-
also
it's
make
not-
real beer.
It's non-alcoholic. It's what they use or used to use for soft drinks. Bundaberg. It's the best ginger beer you can get.
Oh, you're right, TMC. I'd forgotten about that. It's silver reflective on the large windows to help with the heat. And the local scissortails were in war with themselves. Yeah, you can have fresh fish if you go find the fish.
That's the thing.
That means you got to find something with water in it.
Yeah, scissor-tails, which is a bird, i.e., you get a tennis racket, problem's over with. You have a boomslang, which is a 6-foot venomous snake, whole different kettle of fish.
Try an 18-inch long venomous snake that's green and likes to hide in the dirt. Kelly's story felt right out of an old pub.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly's a hell of a writer.
Yeah.
Kelly really wants to be a semi-retired paramedic and full-time writer, and
He's working on it.
he's working on it.
He's
Yeah.
got a plan. He's working the plan.
He's working
Yeah.
on a plan. More people need to buy his stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also, he's going to be a waffle master at Pecan, and where other cons have Toastmasters, Pecan has a waffle master, and he's buying a Waffle House Hawaiian shirt for the occasion.
So is the Krasnovian is Krasnovia going to have a delegate at the embassy?
Yeah, him.
And if anybody want to know what Pecan's gonna be like, Waffle Master,
Yeah.
with a Waffle House Aloha shirt. That's all you gotta say about Pecan.
It's going to be fun.
It's gonna be a blast.
Ah.
Yeah, David, that would be a nice. Except I'm already on disability, and I'm maybe a Y list after the books that I sold up there.
We figured out either a K or L list.
You're moving
Yeah,
up.
you're moving up. I think you're L list now.
Damn.
Although-
I cannot afford to be a writer until this damn child of mine gets out of college. Because that second phone call was him informing me that he's been to the bookstore and a used book with the access code that he needs for the class that he's taking for 1 month is $130.
Yeah. That's cheap.
For it's
It's
his,
used.
it's his
It's used.
Western Civ book.
That's
and
still
it's
cheap.
used. So he's not taking science classes, thank you Lord, but still.
Yeah, that's
This is after
mm.
this is after the $1,500 for the 2 classes he's taking this summer.
Yeah, that's not bad. One of my daughter's classes as a paramedic 10 years ago was $1,100.
Mhm.
I know that signing up for the police academy in '93 chewed through my GI Bill
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah.
To a big,
Nearest Waffle House to Pecan is probably one
Down
or
the
two
street.
exits.
down the street.
That's not far.
Yeah. So
Bill, tell her I really appreciate that. And I hope she's enjoying the books.
So since Kelly's the waffle master, and I am a special guest, doom on you, we will be having book signings. So bring your cash.
The funny thing is, the nearest Waffle House to Pecan,
Yeah.
is probably also the nearest Waffle House to the Blanket Fort.
You're not lying.
Yeah,
Wichita needs a waffle house in the worst way.
that one asshole that paid the goddamn taxes.
We could have one,
Yeah.
but
Winklered, I think you graduated somewhat before because I had a couple of undergrad books that were kind of a little bit more than $300.
Yeah. Some of my dad's engineering books that were senior year were they had to have 10 of them printed every year. And they had to pay for the print run essentially because they were
Yeah.
nobody else needed them.
When you're doing molecular biology or genetics, you can't buy the previous edition because it's already out of date,
Right.
even if it was last year's.
Yep.
They had some that were spiral bound because they've been printed at the print shop.
Oh, Dan
I
says,
wish-
English lit for $350. No, just no.
Mm-hmm.
Dan says his last semester he sold his books back for $700. Damn.
How? Because I'm imagining that they probably cost a
3 or 4
lot more
times
than
that. Yeah.
I didn't pay $700 for all of the books I used the whole time I was
That's
in college.
because papyrus was not expensive.
Now, vellum is created with a highly specialized process.
Read between the lines, both of you.
Well, but it does take more room for the hieroglyphics than it did for the.
Point of fact.
It was cuneiform, I'll have you know. Yes, Ag, I do remember that email. I'd have to go back and find it.
And we're off the rails again.
Rensselaer Polytechnic. Yeah, I can believe that some of his books cost more than the car does.
Yeah, I still want to actually look at the EA Nazar complaint block where the
actual one,
I
or
want to look at the actual
I
one
was gonna say, because I'm sure we can find the images online.
because I want to see the signature of the complaint. See if it says J.L. Curtis in cuneiform.
What I'd like to do is to figure out how to fix it so that just because you're a professor who wrote the text doesn't mean you get any money out of this deal.
Yeah.
Most of them don't actually.
Apparently,
so-
most of them don't get as much as people think.
Yeah, textbooks cost a hideous amount, but what the author of the textbook gets is pennies. I mean,
Yeah.
they literally, if you buy a book that's, let's say it's $200, the author might get $2.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it is absolutely outrageous. The
Highway
lion's
robbery.
share of a textbook goes to the publisher
But they amend it every year.
because the publisher, it has nothing to do with the author.
Mhm.
The textbook publisher, Elsevier, Wiley, those people, they make oodles of money. Their profit margins
Mhm.
are ridiculous.
Yep.
But
And yet another reason why Racketeer Press hates traditional publishing.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Well-
Jesse makes a good point. Small runs of large, high-quality print paperbacks, hardbacks. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah,
Especially when you get into the more specialty stuff, like
Yeah.
and stuff that's on the bleeding edge. Microchip processing changed
So-
every 6 months.
Yeah.
right. So George Phillies,
Moore's Law.
George Phillies wrote a book that I did the cover for, and it is a Physics 1 textbook.
Mhm.
And he set the price at $19.99. And George is retired MIT physics professor, but he wanted to write an affordable, accessible textbook, calculus-based physics.
Mhm.
I actually have a copy of it. It is a chunk of a book, so he's not making much money at all,
Yeah.
priced at that for that big paperback that he's got. But I mean, that was a wonderful project that he did, because now that's out there and available for homeschoolers or other people that need a textbook that's affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And occasionally you'll get a professor that I had a couple of professors that gave us basically a PDF of the text that they were going to be using, because they were able to do that. So it didn't cost us anything.
Yeah.
Differ says, I've kept all my textbooks and still haven't opened them. Yeah, there are some people that can do that in college and get away with it.
Well, the more I hear about trad publishing, the more I hate their guts.
Well, it's like we were talking about KDP at the con. When I let Amazon do the repricing, there were books distribution that I lost money on.
Mm-hmm.
So I raised my prices to where I get at least 14 to 26 cents a book in expanded distribution.
Yeah, I'm slowly going through mine and tweaking prices.
Yeah.
So that I'm getting a rational amount of royalties. I'm not as worried about the print because most of my reads are in ebook.
Mhm.
If I had nonfiction books out, which I will eventually, then I'm going to worry a lot more about the print there,
Yeah.
because people will buy nonfiction and print more than they will fiction.
Well, Jesse makes a good point too. Trad pub music, movies,
Mm-hmm.
none of the entertainment bookkeeping is honest. No. I
It's
mean,
not-
when a movie makes, $250 million in theaters and it costs less than $20 million to make and loses money, that's some creative accounting.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
again,
Hollywood County.
again, I'm from Africa. I understand a little reasonable graft and bribery. I really do.
Mhm.
But the traditional book and the traditional Hollywood people are amateurs.
Yeah.
They're greedy amateurs. I mean, I do not mind. Honestly, I seriously, I grew up everybody getting a little honest graft, a little
Yeah.
honest bribe.
Backsheesh is part of
Back
life.
sheesh is a
Yeah.
thing, greasing the palms. But what? It's outright thievery.
Yeah.
And that annoys me.
You know, if you're paid, you should take the pay and keep the friggin' promise.
Hmm?
And they don't.
Well,
What
you know,
cracks me up, even worse, is all the places we have embassies where backsheesh is a known thing. And then you get in a situation where you got to pay it and they refuse to pay it.
that was
Peru.
that was that was an issue that popped up in the about early 90s. All of a sudden we decided, and there were the local regional security officers in each embassy
Mm.
had a bribery fund
Yes.
in certain places. You had to.
Yeah.
You freaking had to, because that's how stuff gets done. And then some politicians, and this sounds really weird, and I still can't wrap my mind, decided that we had to be honest. Politicians decided we need to be honest. In Turkey, bribery is honest.
Yeah.
In Cairo, graft is honest.
All of the Middle East graft is honest.
Throughout most of the third world, graft, you expect
It's
it.
a percentage.
You
It's a
wipe-
tax.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a tax, and it goes to that dude right there rather than some nebulous bureaucracy.
Yeah.
And I much prefer handing 10 or 20% or a $50 bill to the roadblock guard who's going to buy food for his family rather than send it to Washington, D.C., with God knows what with it, who lube it up and do nasty things to it on the courthouse steps.
Yeah, Raptor, I have friends that are in the industry or were. They're now retired, a couple of them. And the quote unquote marketing of movies and television shows, etc., is one of the biggest scams.
Well, advertising in general, when I started to study it about 20 years ago now, because we were running a business and I was trying to figure out, okay, how do I advertise to grow our business? You can spend so much money so fast in advertising and get very little
Yeah.
results from it
Mhm.
if you aren't doing it
Well, the
in an intelligent way.
advertising in the
Mhm.
movie industry
Mhm.
is paying the people at Cinemark or whatever theater chain X million dollars to put that movie in their theaters.
Well, yeah, but it's beyond that too. It's like TV ads
Yeah.
and back in the day, newspaper ads and
Winkler says, I need to find out who to grease in Russian customs to get 2 packages released for delivery. Tom, batter up.
RK. If Ian doesn't want the samovar, I do.
How much? I'll put it here at the blanket for it.
We have a samovar. What did I
We're
miss?
up there. It looks like we're about to.
Best thing about direct bribery is a lot easier to hold a bribee accountable.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can walk up to the son of a bitch and punch him in the nose.
How much for a crate of AKs? What do you offer?
RK, send us how much it is. I just caught up with the comments.
Yeah, I saw it and went, ooh.
I want a decent samovar. I want one of the modern ones. So I love the old ones for decoration, but they leak like. If you don't keep watering them, the seals dry out, they leak.
Mm.
They have modern electric samovars.
Hey,
Well, if RK has it at her local charity shop, I'm guessing that is, then it's probably old school.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Someone distract Frank. Frank, I got $50 for you. Go take a piddle.
Egg, Sanford's hiding off camera. He's all right. They wanted you on camera, Sanford.
We got him on camera. There was a proof of life shot. Did you not see it?
Yeah.
I went and bought a $2 newspaper for that.
How much for a
$2
crate? Tom
$2 worth
says,
of newspaper, there should be enough to line every bird cage in the county.
It's right over there. $2 newspaper.
Tom says, one of my 2 international incident were involved a Russian customs agent. Why am I not surprised?
It sounds perfectly okay to me.
AK-105.
See,
There's
there he is.
Sanford.
Yeah, they actually make an electric samovar. I see you. I actually make an electric samovar. They're fantastic. Oh, for those of you who don't know, a samovar is this wonderful invention. And it's basically a central tube full of charcoal with water around it.
Yep.
And then what you do is you light the charcoal and the charcoal burns slow. It keeps the water hot for the day.
Yep.
So you always have access to near boiling water. And then on top of it, you usually put a teapot if you're Turkish or Russian. I don't know about other places, probably other there too. You put a teapot of highly concentrated tea. Do not make the mistake I made. If you're getting Turkish tea or Russian tea off a samovar, you take the little pot, you pour a couple of dollops, and then you put hot water in to the strength you like. Do not drink the tea right out of the pot, because if you fill up your teacup, they'll look at you strange and then giggle when your mouth puckers up like a green persimmon.
And you're wired for the next 3 days.
Oh,
RK's comment was that it's a very old one. Looks like a very old one, but looks like it'll still work.
the Turkish electric samovars are fantastic.
Okay.
If
But-
it's a very old one, we'll take it. I mean,
If nothing else, we'll use it for decoration.
right.
Differ says, clean the kids' playroom, and somehow the Legos doubled.
Mm-hmm.
It does that.
Difference if the Legos actually doubled, you can make money off of those
Yeah.
things.
Oh,
People sell
oh.
bags of Legos for ridiculous amounts of money.
Speaking of making money, heard this morning, sriracha.
Uh-huh.
There is none available apparently, or
have you
very
seen
little.
it on eBay?
$70 a bottle on eBay for sriracha.
Didn't they close down the factory
Yeah.
because the neighborhood around them was complaining about the odor?
Yeah, they did.
They've been trying to do that for years.
Yeah.
So they actually did succeed
Yeah.
in shutting it down.
I
At
like-
least temporarily.
I don't understand. Sriracha's not bad hot sauce. It's just not in my top 5. I don't know. I don't understand the Texas love for sriracha.
Unless you're Vietnamese and it kills the taste of the nuck mom. How many bottles were sitting on the table at lunch today?
Red
Every
hair,
table.
red hair, green eyes, pale skin. I'm not Vietnamese.
You don't like sriracha, but a lot of other people do.
It's not that I don't
Every-
like it. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that it's not my top 5.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh yes, Korean chili paste is the way to go. I've got bottles of that
Yeah.
in the fridge and pantry.
But the funny part was this little restaurant. It's really Vietnamese. Probably had 2 bottles on every table in the place. And we were joking and said, yeah, that'd be a nice profit. We'd get them out the door.
When it's stabbed by a little mama-san with a noodle knife.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that Bravado Spice Company's Crimson, I think, or chili or garlic or ball, what do they call it now? The old Crimson sauce is not as good as sriracha.
David talked to Maureen Vaughn. She's an expert on Legos. Yes, Bill, they really want $70 a bottle on eBay.
Go to eBay, look up sriracha. Rita did earlier.
Yeah.
Somebody's selling a case for like $400. I think that's what it was. Squirrels. But Rita, eBay, sriracha. Take a look at the prices.
Yeah. Grandma Kim can make an American to tie. David, we can put you in touch with her. She's
Speaking of
pretty
American
sure
to
she's
tie,
in North Texas.
I think she
Trollmakers.
is. Speaking of American to tie, in August we will be having a book signing in San Antonio. It will be a book signing in 2 parts. The first part will be at Barnes and Noble. The second part will be in a retiring Thai restaurant. It is their last hello, or goodbye, or whatever. It's their last hurrah. So we will be having a book signing and general
And food. Good food.
Yaya Fest in a going out of business Been there for decades, generations, Thai restaurant. You might not want to miss this one.
And it's a Robert Hanson's book that
Yeah.
we're going down to.
Well,
support.
Robert is
We're
going to
supposed to say that yet.
Oh, sorry. Didn't know that.
be. Anyway,
Sorry. Forget I said that.
Doug, we will as soon as we get the rest of the details.
woo,
Once we get the rest of the details, we'll fill you in.
Mhm.
I'm already looking. I'm looking forward to getting some white boy mild pad thai.
Yeah. I'm looking for some curry.
Oh, a nice Thai coconut curry.
Coconut curry, some satay, and whatever else I can find.
Silver Tiger. Well, this has been a wonderfully random 60 minutes, as opposed to what any of the other ones we've had. One random 60 minutes. That's par for the course with live from Blanket Fort.
Yeah.
Hopefully, in
If
August
it
I'll be
wasn't
able to
random,
make it
people
down.
wouldn't watch it.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Rails. We don't have
I'll
sinking rails.
hopefully be able to go with you in
Yeah.
August. Go down there.
I
should be
didn't-
able to. I should
I
be
didn't
able
know
to go
you
to
had a
San
choice.
Antonio.
I don't think you do.
I didn't know you had a choice.
I think you're expected to be there.
It's the how close do I have to stay to home rate. So
Yeah.
Hopefully by then.
Drunken noodles, yeah.
We have duct tape and a roof rack.
Bad time with a true 4-spice level. Oh, Bill, that would kill this one. He would be over in the corner crying and sweating.
I like white boy mild, then I will boost the heat level to what I want on my own. Thank you very much.
Right, girl, hot. I'm good.
Oh, Michael, definitely. We are still accepting recipes for the North Texas Troublemakers recipe book.
Mhm.
Talk about your works of fiction.
Oh, you have officially been invited. instead
Yes,
of
she sent me a
expected.
message. She's like,
Okay.
you don't have an official invite to this. I'm like, I think they were just planning on kidnapping me.
Didn't realize we had official invites.
I didn't have. I hadn't gotten
Duct
before.
tape,
kidnapping.
roof rack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I expected. So thank you.
Speaking of duct tape and roof racks, there is a plan afoot apparently to do a Relaxicon West.
Oh yes, out by Nancy Fry's
Yeah.
AO.
Hey, Michael, don't worry about it. Family takes precedence,
Mhm.
even if ours is a little strange. We do put the fun in dysfunctional family, yes.
Jesse, yes, it is exactly like one of those dinner invites. And you should be expecting one sometime in the next couple of months, I'm sure.
Yes, Padre. Thai food in Thailand. Pattaya Beach, Sadaheep, Bangkok. Oh, crap. I can't remember the name of the floating restaurant.
We've added the recipe book to Rita's list.
Yeah.
Rita's doing the Moggy and Space books, the recipe book, and probably Moggy Noir.
We'll get the address up. They'll get the address up for where to
Just
send it.
get your slow your roll. Get your recipes together, and as soon as we've cleared the decks on 14 squillion other things, we'll start putting the cookbook together. 14
That's
squillion.
that's next week then. All right, folks.
They're gonna stab you, and I'm gonna get blood all over my Hawaiian shirt. I'm gonna be annoyed.
I'm not associated with y'all. That's your thing. I'm just helping pivot a little bit.
I love the Moggy Noir prayer hands. Yes, Moggy Noir. That's the only one of the non-famous people anthology pictures I remember from LibertyCon. So Moggy Noir kind of stuck.
Oh,
And I don't remember who pitched it at me.
all right, folks. Y'all have a good weekend. Be safe. And as always, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff.
Be safe, guys.
We'll see you next week. And happy 4th of July. Yes.
Happy Independence Day.
And we will be doing, that's Tuesday, isn't it?
Yes. Mhm.
I don't remember.
And we
It's
will do
Tuesday.
one on the 4th of July. And then we'll have to run home and cook like hell. Yeah, well,
Doing.
story of my life.
I'll be working.
I'll be working.
It's a
I'll be
holiday.
here.
So
All right.
I'll be, Rita will be here.
We'll scramble somebody together to do it.
You
Anyway,
can duct tape Sanford to a chair.
yeah. See y'all. See y'all next week.
Bye bye.